by the way, Bob Wood, North Central Penn Board, Mansfield, PA. Tioga County, right in the heart of it. Know everybody up there vaguely or very well, so. Glad that PAR put this panel together today. They have a gas task force out there working diligently to try and improve some things, and I hope with the impact that this is having across the state, and I believe they will continue to have programs for us, work on forms, work on things legislatively and otherwise that are going to help as we progress down this learning curve into the years ahead. One of the things I wanted to bring up and ask was hit just before I got to this mic. Water and sewer. I sit on a municipal authority. Richmond Township surrounds Mansfield, PA. I also sit on the Sewage Advisory Committee for the Pennsylvania Association of Realtors as your representative as we deal with a lot of these things. All the housing that we're talking about here today and the needs we have, if you're not on-site housing, subject to where God put the dirt, I do believe in God, and He put that dirt there for a reason. We don't have 20 inches everywhere, so you don't go out and develop every speck of ground that you may think you're going to. I've had over 100 acres multiple times fail for anything. That's not make-believe. You don't just go out and put it where you want. Chesapeake Bay and now the Susquehanna River Basin Commission are having gigantic impacts on whether this housing that we need in the form of multifamily housing, hopefully with some kind of special financing to allow builders to put it up at less cost by some fixed interest rates that'll be lower, let them build more for less, is being knocked down because, I'll take Mansfield as an example again right now. We've just spent, 5 years ago we rebuilt our plant and it was running as good as it had in 40 years. Then Chesapeake Bay kicked in. We've just spent another $1.2 million on an upgrade. The plant capacity is fixed. If you don't have a plant, you're faced with the nutrient trading program, and as a developer, everyone knows how much fun it is to go out there and buy trading credits to put something together. A lot of plants have chosen, because they don't want to meet the requirements, to use future capacity as their methodology to eliminate the need to redo their plants, so they gave up 100, 200,000, whatever it is in their neck of the woods, that capacity for future build out in order to avoid outrageously expensive plant upgrades. Susquehanna River Basin now, we all recognize as someone giving permits for stream withdrawals. Well, the latest thing they've jumped into is going to municipalities, again, Mansfield. They've had water to sell for years. All the surrounding municipalities could buy water, and if you could figure out a way to extend the lines so that it wasn't their cost, they would sell you the water. Susquehanna River now has come in and decided there's no oversight. I did not know this. I hope that's what I've heard. There's nobody that technically oversees their rulings. I thought DEP did. We'll all need to collectively check into that. They have taken the reservoir for Mansfield offline. They've taken one of their 3 wells offline. And at the moment, and this is for turbidity and this or that, where you didn't pay to have it certified and the expense to certify it and the timeline to do that are long and arduous. So some of these municipalities facing all kinds of budgetary problems. That's on a back burner somewhere. We'll take care of that somewhere down the road. So you don't have water in the amounts that you would need for these 30, 40, 50 unit apartment complexes or whatever else that might provide this housing that legislatively and all these other people want to put up. And the only place I wouldn't be able to speak to something like that would be Brent's area in Williamsport. However, I read the Williamsport paper daily, and I watch what their sewer authority has went through, etc. It's been horrible.
I would add that there was recently a meeting and discussion in Williamsport about the infrastructure needs, and there is monies available. I'm certain it's not the easiest thing in the world to get, but if your best chance is, to put together, you have to have an aggressive state rep, state senator, and an aggressive chamber of commerce to go after it. And there are monies out there to extend lines in areas that you need them. We received a local grant to help us, but it was just through our chamber. It wasn't through the state. But there are monies out there. We weren't eligible because we received our local grant, but there are additional funds available. But I'm certain it's a time-consuming process.
And many of us with smaller regions have reached a capacity or just spent all the money to boost up to a new camp, and nobody has the willingness to pursue again another upgrade in a short period of time. So, collectively, as we move forward, water and sewer issues, to solve that problem are going to continue to be issues. The last thing, and this comes up all the time, and I'll get away from the mic, searchability of these things. The documents needed for people to do business have to be able to be searchable. So in the gas industry, for whatever reason, to date, on occasion, they will record at the courthouse like we record deeds their full lease. Most of the time, they're recording an addendum, and you cannot search. People come to you to list and do business properties they have, and they think they're handing the real estate agent, the broker, the office, the document involved, or I don't know where it is, or it's an estate, or it's this, or it's that. And in the end, that lease has been transferred twice, it's been sold to another company. You might be able, there's no timeline by which these need to be recorded at county courthouses, and there's no definition yet on what needs to be recorded. Not everything is a company secret. If we sell a piece of property, a deed is in the courthouse. It would seem that we could legislatively look into passing something that says all leases will be recorded in a timely fashion by X days, and all transfers of leases will be recorded. And that would be a huge step forward in the legal issue we have, because as was brought out early by Bill Them, if you don't do a 150-year search now, you don't know. You need to go back in my area to about 1850 to be sure. And believe me, you won't enjoy sitting in a room with someone who thought they bought things or thinks they own things, and then someone walks in the room and says, oh, by the by, this was transferred before your parents and your grandparents and this. In this document right here, sorry you didn't find it, on the standard 50 to 60 year search that we all have done for years. So, having searchable documents will also solve some major problems as this business moves forward, and I assure you, you need only look at a Marcellus shale map and other subsurface gas formations to know that the majority of the state's eventually going to be in this. So if it hasn't hit you yet, it's going to. Thank you.
Thank you.